We're going to get into the next topic. He's always in the news, somewhat popular. He's very polarizing to some, popular to others. President Trump.
Yep, getting his second inauguration after winning. Um, I can't say re-election, but he won the election um, against Miss Kamala Harris, um, becoming the first president to win a second term, to serve a second term non-consecutively since. Man, I thought I had his name off the top of my head. Um, I gotta look it up. But he was the second president to win um, non non back to back, non consecutive 4 year terms. The first to do it since I want to say um, I have to go back and look U.S. presidents, but who was the last one? And I can't find the guy. But anyway, Grover Cleveland, I
Yeah.
think was the last one to win, to be elected twice, but didn't serve consecutively. So, um, making history in that regards.
Hmm.
Um, I say it's a polarizing day in itself, seeing that his uh, inauguration taking place on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and a lot of progressive Democrats are seeing it as a way to not show up to the inauguration because didn't seem right to celebrate Trump on that particular day of the year, but that's their prerogative. I mean, I can't agree or disagree with that way of thinking, but um, he got a hot shot list of who's attending. Outgoing President Joe Biden will be in attendance after Trump didn't attend Biden's inauguration on the previous 4 years to uh, show a peaceful transfer of power, so to speak. Um, Actually, believe it or not, Trump has, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing, has a lot of foreign supporters coming in. The Argentina's president is planning on to attend, along with a couple more um, leaders, Italy's prime minister, Hungary's, and maybe even China's president. Um,
Hmm.
so that would be interesting if
Yeah.
they actually showed up for that.
Hmm.
I haven't seen, foreign dignitaries
Yeah.
attend presidential inauguration before. And of course,
Yeah.
that would
Hmm.
be a good thing. I mean, as for foreign policy wise, I think that wouldn't be a
Yeah.
bad thing to have happen.
No
Just
Justin
say Trump.
Trudeau. Huh?
That would be surprising the way Trump, dragged that poor man and Canada through the mud and stuff and with all kind of threats before he even took office. So yeah, I don't think he'll be there. But man, yeah, but also the big wigs of his inner circle, Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos, the Mark Zuckerberg, are all planning to attend the richest people in the country, which I don't know if that like is a bad thing or a good thing, because if I mean, I can't say that on the screen, so I won't put that out there before we get censored. And because we were just joking about having the FBI and I doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna bring that topic. I'm not gonna bring that up.
By the way, if you just reminded me, if I go into a rant about a particular person, not who we'll discuss later, but I referred to him as a weasel in a text message. Please stop me because then that would be trouble.
Yeah, but they're saying he's planning on signing a ton of direct executive orders um, that could total more than 100 starting day one. I'm like, wow.
Hmm.
So we'll see as far as, um, he's probably, far as, border security, oil, that type of things to see him signing executive orders to get stuff. And like I say, people, executive orders are executive orders. They're the law, but not the law. So I think people get caught up on, they were signing an executive order for this, they were signing an executive order for that. All presidents do it.
Yeah.
It's not really nothing that's, concrete and nothing that can, determine and be law and be the end all, be all of it on things. So it's more so much of the pageantry, so to speak. And when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So one is his orders to restart construction on the border wall that Mexico, I guess, still paying for. But
Yeah.
we'll see
Inter-
how that goes.
yeah, it's interesting that. Well, I don't think he's getting a hard time about it now, but it never occurred to me until I heard it from Stephen A. Smith that Obama actually deported more illegal immigrants out of the country than Trump did.
Yeah, I think I heard something similar to that
Yeah.
also. Yeah, it's crazy to think when when he was saying build a wall. So we'll see. It could be an interesting 4 years. He's back in office. We'll see how he handles this 4 years. But like I say, like I said, with Biden, we'll get him a little bit later. But just to hit on him briefly, with his approval ratings in the tank, it'd be interesting to see, how Trump switches things around, and really, he's not inheriting, in my opinion, nothing great and nothing awful. So
Hmm.
it's kind of a weird scenario because normally it takes, that 4 to 6 years to kind of see the change. But with us changing administrations back to back to back within a 4 year time frame, it's going to be interesting to, to see. Well, maybe it be, a quick noticeable difference. Maybe it won't be, but I guess time will tell. Let's say, we got him voted in. He's back. Let's hope he do what's best for the country.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. We'll see. Like I said few weeks ago, even though this is the same Trump, he'll still call people names like he called Newsom, new scum, and all of that, some petty things. He seems to be moving a little different than what he did in the past. And I guess it's a thing of, okay, I know who my enemies are now and I know the way they move. So if this is what I want to do for this country, if this is what I see was best for the country, now I know how to go about it.
true, true. And I think he can, let's say, he will have the Congress got the Republican majority, and I think the House is close to having it if they haven't already called it. as majority. He supported Mike Johnson to continue to be the Speaker of the House. So I think if it's nothing crazy, I think he should get a lot of his policies and agenda pushed easily across. But I think his big thing probably will be border security. Um, and I think that would, his main. I think that he kind of wants his, I won't say legacy to be, but if we can say, hey, I said we're gonna build this wall, and Mexico's gonna pay for this wall, and look, the wall is built. America's better off. Less drugs coming in the country, less cartel coming in the country, that type of thing. I
Yeah.
think he was a law and order, quote unquote,
Mhm.
was his motto last time. So it could be interesting to see
Yeah.
how things go this next 4 years.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was you who I told or someone else, but I know in his first term, he was using his base supporters, and kind of catering toward them. But now from what I'm seeing, he's more balanced and he's careful, to not put, one above the other. And so, and with the border being his biggest thing, I do see it being really good for all of us citizens. When you think about how the Democrats had these programs where they were just giving these illegal immigrants money. Where how are they going to give this money to illegal immigrants and feed them and home house them and all of that? It's coming from our pockets for our tax money. So I do look forward to, and like you said, it may be something quick, or this is stuff that may take time because we still have illegal immigrants in the country right now. So it may take time before we get the full effect. Um, oh, I don't, not yet. We still talking about Trump.
I mean, we can wrap this one up if you want to, guys. I have not too much more to hit on that. Um, I will bring up, him and Obama talking at Jimmy Carter's funeral, and I think that's a, I think that's a positive sign. We'll get some a different version of Trump. I mean, to see those interactions for one, like I say, I know they had a seating chart beforehand,
Yeah,
and they knew they were going to be sitting beside each other, but I don't know who the bigger person would be to put the egos aside. After they jarring back and forth to have what looked to be friendly conversation. So, like I say, maybe he was apologizing to Obama for dismantling the department that oversee pandemics.
uh
Maybe he
huh.
was telling, yeah, maybe that was a bad idea. maybe, maybe that was coming out of Trump mouth. Maybe that was got a chunk out of Obama, but or maybe who knows what they were talking about. There's a lot of people saying they were lip reading and saying, no, let's go. We could talk some more, but more in private. But I don't know how true that was. That was 'cause you can't really. They knew what to say and how to say it. 'Cause you knew cameras was watching. That there was one clip that showed Kamala looking back at them like an angry girlfriend type situation. Like, why are you talking to them? And kind of come back around. But I mean, I thought
See,
that was good for both sides to see them two getting along. Especially how they say even after Trump called Obama not being a legitimate citizen because he couldn't find a birth certificate. So,
and see, man, that's the thing. That's what this country has lost sight of because, and not everyone in the country, but we have become so sensitive. When we look at these boxing matches that had last year was a great year for boxing, And before these, matches with these heavyweight, light heavyweight down that we were seeing throughout of 2024, yeah, they were talking trash to each other before the fight. In that ring, they were beating on each other. But after the fight, you would watch them go over, say a few words to each other. And the fight was over. They didn't hold any grudges. You don't see Deontay Wilder holding a grudge against Zhang for knocking him out. So if they could do that, why can we as a people not have that same, competitive nature when it's necessary, but work together, for the betterment of each other, not hold grudges?
True. Yeah. I say, at the end of the day, we we into this together. We all kind of want the same thing. We want, be able to provide for a family, be able to buy groceries, be able to start a business, whatever the case may be. And I say whoever gets us there, I say the majority won. He won the vote. He won the popular vote this time also to go along with the electoral college. So I think if you just, I say you ain't got to agree with everything he said. You don't have to um, support everything verbatim as he does. But at the end of the day, we got to come together and find a common ground to push for it, to move for it. If not, if it's constantly bickering back and forth and arguing, we'll never get anywhere.
Right.
Nothing will ever get done. So, like I say, I think we need more, like I say, more in the middle, more people putting aside their differences and saying, hey, I understand you got this way of thinking. I understand I have this way of thinking, but let's see if we can figure out a common ground. And I said, we get back to that. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. But, yeah, I mean, have you had anything else to add on inauguration or Mr. Trump?
Oh, that's it for the Trump.